Alright, there was a time I would describe Spectre as my favourite DC Comics character, but the times they are a-changing, and Spectre has too many bad comics to be my favourite. This is one of them. This entire series here, it was pretty rotten. This is Spectre 22 from 1988. And you should expect me to go on plenty of tangents in this video about UFOs. I will say, I think the basic framework for a story here, the very basic framework, it is decent enough. Where it fails is in its character and execution. Our story setup is that in the Nevada desert, aliens are mutilating our cows. To younger viewers, it might come as a shock to know that in the 80s and 90s, the main thing that aliens seemed to do on Earth was steal our cows. Sometime around the turn of the millennium, aliens shifted their modus operandi from cattle rustling to whatever they do now. Rig elections? I don't know. Alien sightings and stuff like that seems to have died down a lot now and is all confined to a weird corner of the internet. And out in the middle of nowhere, there is a diner, and the suits, the men in black, they have come to investigate the cow crimes. There have been a few, and they always stop off at this one diner, and the owners are used to seeing men from the government show up to investigate the alleged alien activity. All this stuff I am okay with. It's a fun setup, and Spectre is getting involved. He is also looking into the cow mutilations. Up to this point, it's fine. But on the next pages, we encounter our main problem. Spectre, or rather his human host, Phil Spectre, he has got a ragtag team of PIs working for him. And they are all bland and og for too much page time. Not a single one of them is interesting. And I cannot believe a comic starring a vengeful Casper who throws planets at people is devoting more than half the issue to establishing and dwelling on these unbelievable dullards. It is aliens who are doing this to the cattle. It's not like in real life. There's some bollocks about a gateway. They are aliens from another dimension, and the dead cows are their gateway to Earth. I don't know. It's all bollocks. A bit like in real life, it is all bollocks. I am a sensible man with a brain, so I didn't believe anyone has ever really been abducted by aliens or sighted a UFO. People probably have sighted an unidentified flying object. They saw a flying object that they were unable to identify, so they believe that it was aliens. There is probably life forms out there somewhere, but I don't know if it would be as advanced as us. We are mainly the way we are because we really lucked out and were born onto a planet that offered all the resources we needed to get to where we are. And we are still as destructive as we are and slowly dooming the planet on an ecological front if we didn't doom it to a nuclear Armageddon before that. We are a truly awful species. We took this beautiful, lush planet. This could have been Eden, and we made it into a pile of shit. So no, I didn't believe people have been abducted by aliens or ever seen an alien spaceship in the distance. I didn't think aliens would waste their time on a race that so regularly increases its sprint towards extinction. I didn't know what they would want with our cows, and I didn't know why they would draw pictures into wheat fields. To get back to the comic, the government guys from the start, they arrived to look into that dead cow, and the aliens nick their car. Now, if someone in the 80s claimed that an alien had carjacked them, that I would be more open to listen to the details of. Then the aliens incinerate the Blues Brothers, and one of the aliens beams down and guns and hides in a cave. And at the same time, Phil Spectre and his band of losers, they also gone into the same cave for no reason at all except to have them confront that alien. Does anyone in my audience believe in UFO sightings and stuff like that? I didn't believe it, obviously, but I will say January Jones believes in all that hogwash. So I would also be very quick to do a complete 180 on the subject and change me tune if it meant I had a chance with her. I would rather live in a world of silly bollocks with January Jones than live in a world of rational thought without January Jones. January Jones is 43, soon to be 44, and she is still like a bombshell. This comic sucks though. You might have noticed as I have been flicking through the pages, we have spent most of it with these wankers, and we have only seen actual Spectre on one page. I didn't want to mislead you, so I'll let you know that you do briefly see him again on 2 more pages. This one here, and then on the last page, Phil Spector's Scooby-Doo gang are getting attacked by that alien, and Spectre takes a powder. He disappears to show up on 3 pages of Evasion, Book 1, and those 3 pages are much better than this entire issue of Spectre. I didn't recommend this, very clearly. I didn't recommend it. It is plain boring. It made me think of January Jones, as if I needed more reasons to think of her. So I will give it, I don't know, Area 51 thumbs up.